Hello guys and welcome back to Big Brother, and today guys, this is dramatic. This episode was craziness central. Like, genuinely, I cannot believe what happened, because in the last episode we had the most dramatic veto meeting ever, and then we've just had the craziest. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on. There's so much that happened in this episode that just made me go, huh? I'm so confused. What's going on? And right up until the last minute, I didn't know who was going to go home. I didn't. I'll be 100% honest. I knew who I wanted to go home, but we don't always get what we want. Yeah, tough. So if you guys are enjoying the episodes, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, doing all those YouTube things that you guys are doing so well, and let's get straight into the video, shall we? This is where things get a little bit difficult, because Tucker is obviously, rightfully, very upset that Cedric has gone behind his back and not done what the plan was. The plan was to take down Angela using the veto and put Quinn up, flashing out the power. Tucker wins the AI competition and hopefully the house will vote out Quinn. This is not what Cedric decided to do. Cedric decided to put MJ up, and MJ decided to use her power, and that means that everyone in the house who isn't MJ, isn't on the block, isn't Angela, and isn't Cedric could be put up as the replacement nominee, because America is the ones that are deciding who they vote for. Honestly, I'm not surprised by who got picked, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But obviously, like I said, Tucker is rightfully upset. He is fuming at Cedric, and there was some little tidbits that we got filled in on. Apparently, Cedric warned Tucker not to use the veto, and Tucker went, fuck that, I'm still going to use it. And then Cedric also told the Pentagon what the plan was, essentially alerting Quinn to what was going on. And yeah, interesting. Interesting that Cedric would really snake someone like that. I didn't feel like they had it in them, but I guess they do. It's interesting. It's interesting. I really thought that Cedric was better than that, but I guess he's not. It is what it is. Also, people are kind of pissed at Cedric because his decisions have made MJ use the America's veto. So everyone's kind of like, could we be put up as a replacement nominee? No one wants to be put up, but someone has to be. So it's kind of a little bit peak. But what are you going to do about it? At the end of the day, there isn't really much you can do about it. So obviously, Cedric's getting a lot of flack from people because they're like, oh, well, what was this plan that you were talking about? What's this plan? Because Tucker was like, you didn't stick to the plan. You didn't stick to the plan. And Cedric was like, right, house meeting, everyone into the living room. Everyone into the living room, sit down. Tucker, explain what was happening. And when I tell you, Tucker exposed everything. Everything. Genuinely, I was shocked. I really didn't expect it. It was crazy. It was one of the most crazy moments I've seen on a Big Brother series in like a hot second, I'd say. Like last series, there wasn't that many shocking moments. The season before that, again, they didn't have many shocking moments. But this season so far, it's an all-timer. It could really be an all-timer. But then again, I haven't seen that many seasons of Big Brother. I need to watch more. I definitely do need to watch more. Anyway, back to the combo. So he called Quinn out, went, yo, he's got the power. It does X, Y, Z. He also gaslit Andrea. There we go again with the Angela. And Angela was like, oh my god, thank you, because I've been feeling like I was going insane. And I'm glad that Angela was like calling Quinn out as well, because Quinn was like, oh, I'd never use it. And Angela's literally sitting there like, of course you would. Of course. You'd be silly not to. Why would you get a superpower and not use it? God, that's like the most pathetic argument you could have given. That's absolutely ridiculous. And like, I would have almost rather he'd have said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, I was actually going to just keep it secret and use it when I wanted to and snake you all. I'd rather he say that than lie. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, actually, you're just being ridiculous now. So obviously Quinn's been exposed. The entire house now knows what he is like, and I think this is an interesting position to be in, especially when America's veto is in play, because he could end up on the block, and people might not trust him in the house. It's a tough one. The only thing that's making me nervous is Kenny still being on the block, because Kenny's an easy target. Kenny's an easy cop-out. Oh, well, I don't want to vote for Quinn. Let's vote for Kenny. So I was sitting there like, oh. I kind of hate the fact that Kenny's been like this. There was a theory on Twitter that he's actually playing with his twin, and that sort of makes the whole thumbs up, thumbs down situation, like the two different versions. One's really missing his family, the other one really wants to play the game. I thought that was an interesting theory. It's just rubbish, but I thought it was an interesting theory. It's just Kenny. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah. So we've got people begging for their lives. And I feel like this was a little bit too late to show this, I'll be 100% honest. I feel like this should have been shown in last night's episode. But I understand why they didn't, because they didn't want it to, like, influence anything. You're meant to go off, like, how you feel. But the housemates were basically begging for people's votes on the cameras, and I thought that was quite funny. They were like, oh, I really don't want to go home. I really don't want to go home. Joseph was doing his silly little karate moves. He doesn't know how to do karate, but he claims he can do it. And he was going around trying to psych everyone out by doing these karate moves. Joseph is actually, when he gets screen time, he's actually quite funny. But he is kind of just there at the moment. But I do enjoy him. I think he's quite entertaining, quite funny. So I'd like to see him actually step up to the plate and actually do something for once. But I understand that he's probably wanting to sit back and let other people do stuff. It's just smart, innit? It's just smart. So, yeah, honestly, everyone's in kind of a precarious situation. Quinn's apologising to the people that he trusts the most. Brooklyn still trusts him for some reason. I don't know. If I'm in an alliance with you and you've not told me something as important as you have a superpower that can overturn an HOH, I don't know whether I can trust you anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like, actually, you are kind of a bit of a snaky person. You just kind of are. I'm sorry, but I can't back you. I can't back you in the slightest. So there was another Tucker Cedric argument, and I have a feeling Tucker is going to be the house target next week. Tucker is very open, loud, and honest about how he feels, and he doesn't shy away from telling people how he's feeling about them. And with Cedric, he is maintaining the fact that Cedric did not warn him of this blind side. Even though, and I will defend Cedric here, even though he's not in my good books at the moment, I'll defend him. We saw the footage. We saw the footage of him actually going up to him and going, you don't have the votes. Use the veto on yourself. And Tucker was like, you never said that to me. You never said that to me. And I was like, oh, Tucker. Yeah, that doesn't look great on you. But I will back you. I've backed Angela this whole time. I feel like she just needed to... She's on a calm streak. The last, like, this week, she's been calm. Like, zen, tranquil, peaceful even. So, I think she's all good, you know. I think she's Gucci. The only issue is this stupid HOH power that Quinn's got. She's safe this week, but what about next week? The stress I'm feeling right now, it's aging me. It's aging me. So yeah, that was another stupid argument, but what can you do? Because Cedric and Tucker are never going to be pally again, because the trust is broken there. So now, I think Tucker needs to scramble and get himself some new allies. So, who is the replacement nominee? The replacement nominee was, surprise, surprise, it was Quinn. The public hate him, apparently, which is fair enough. I also do not particularly like this man. He is not in my good books, personally. I just don't like snakes. And Cedric is a snake. Actually, that's a lie. I sometimes like snakes. But this was not fair snaky. This was not like, I'm going to stab you in the back. This was, I'm causing trouble just for the sake of causing trouble. And you have a power, so it's fair game. You got to go up on the block at least once. What are you going to do? So the AI battle arena, whatever it was called, this one was actually quite interesting. They were putting these tubes with balls, and the balls would fly around, and they had to collect the red balls, stack them in. I was nervous going into this because I thought if Tucker does not win this challenge, bye-bye, Tucker. And I didn't want to say goodbye to Tucker because I like Tucker and I want him to stay another week. And that was the concerning part for me. So yeah, honestly, this is really, really interesting. But of course, Tucker smashed it. Tucker absolutely killed this challenge. Like, when I tell you, this man smashed this challenge. Smashed it from beginning to end and absolutely killed it. Like, I was blown away by how quickly he got those red balls into the thing. The other two had barely gotten halfway by the time he was done. So, Tucker, comp beast. And that is concerning for me. Because obviously Tucker's going to get noticed and going to get called out. But the issue is that he's never actually going to go if he keeps winning these BBAI competitions. That's why I really like this format, is because it gives you a chance if you're a good game player, like if you're good at the games, then it gives you a chance to get off the block. You're not just going home because, oh, you're good at the games. Like, it's just... I always hate when they do that. Well, no, I like it and I don't like it. I don't know. I would rather somebody gets kicked out for being a social game player than for just being good at the competitions, in my opinion. So, the eviction came down to Quinn versus Kenny. They didn't really have much to say in their opening or their closing arguments or whatever it was. Quinn basically went, I'm going to get rid of Tucker next week, so if you vote me to stay, then that's what my manifesto is. And Kenny was just basically like, do what you think is best. Oh, I kind of want to go home. So voting time. Tucker voted for Quinn. T-Core voted for Kenny. Angela, surprisingly, voted for Kenny. I didn't expect that. Chelsea voted for Kenny. Predictable. Mackenzie voted for Kenny. This was the moment where I was like, oh, okay, I think I know where this is going. Because I really thought Mackenzie would have voted for Quinn. Rubina voted for Kenny. I've got Rubina twice. Why have I got Rubina twice? Brooklyn. One of them is meant to be Brooklyn. Brooklyn also voted for Kenny. Cam voted for Kenny. Chemo voted for Kenny. Joseph voted for Kenny. Leah voted for Kenny. So it was kind of a 10-1 split. This is the most unanimous a vote has been so far. I'm fairly certain. I mean, Lisa's vote was, let me find it. Lisa's vote was 11-1. Actually, no, that was quite unanimous. Actually, yeah, no fairs. But it is what it is. Bye bye, Kenny. I can't say I'm gonna miss you particularly. It is what it is. Sorry, you just didn't add much to the show, and I think they would rather keep Quinn around, even though I think they've missed their opportunity to get rid of Quinn before jury. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes next week, because obviously regardless of whoever is HOH, Quinn's going to use his power. He is just going to use his power, because it'd be silly not to. Next week is the last week he possibly can use it. So, I don't know how I feel about it. I think he's going to put Tucker up. I think he'll put Angela up. I think he'll put... I don't know who he'll put up, because he's close with, like, everyone else in the house. Maybe Rubina, because he's not really, like, in a pact with her. I don't know. It's just going to be a mess next week, I feel like, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaotic. So we'll have to look forward to all of that. But if you guys have enjoyed the episode today, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things that you guys do so well. And I'll see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. But until then, keep on ranting, and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.